Spark the Genius here with Grace, a filmmaker, and her producer. The producer of her film is right in the center there. So they are all in the background while we are talking about this movie. So is it Grace Ann?
Grace Ann, yes.
Very cool. And you're a filmmaker from Toronto.
Yes.
And your film is Bake Ill. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. I like to tell people it's like Jeff Beck and eel, like the animal. So,
okay, so
Beck Eel.
Beck Eel.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what does that mean?
It means 100 days.
Right. And you were explaining that they sort of gave you an assignment at the National Film Board, said the theme is 100, you have 100 days to make it, go?
Yes, pretty much.
Wow. And I just watched it. It doesn't, it's about a minute 46, so anybody can go watch it online and check it out. And so it starts off with somebody, like a line that says if you quarantine for 100 days, you can become a person. And then there's a bear, I guess, and then some other kind of weird bear creature.
A tiger.
A tiger, okay, right. And then it turns out, well, I don't want to spoil it, but things happen. So I think I saw in the credits at the end it was based on like a Korean folktale.
That's correct, yes.
All right. And were you familiar with this folktale before? Or did you have to research it and go, like, how did you decide to make that into your thing?
Well, the pandemic had just started, and we were in lockdown, and when I was on the phone with my mother, she kind of reminded me of this folktale, which is quite a popular story in Korea. And when I heard about it, she was comparing it to, if we stay indoors and persevere, then everything will be great. So,
because you were kind of probably freaking out, and does she live in Toronto or Korea?
She lives outside of Toronto, so I didn't get to see her very often during the pandemic. So, yeah.
Oh man, well, I'm glad she helped. And did it? It sort of, I guess, was the pandemic like that for you? You sort of hibernated and did your thing, and then now you've blossomed, and now you're at a film festival?
I mean, very much so in regards to creating the film. I was just drawing. It's done in charcoal, and I was just drawing by myself in isolation, and I didn't really expect it to, I wasn't really thinking of festivals in mind, and then after getting out, we're back in person in many festivals, and it's been nice to go around to them and meet people.
Yeah, how do you find, I find working on my own very lonely. I find it hard to sit down and know I'm just going to see myself all day and write or draw. How did you mentally say, okay, I'm just going to sit, it's going to be me isolated, drawing with charcoal for 100 days or something?
I tend to really enjoy my own company, but I think it's very limiting if I'm just by myself creating work. I think filmmaking is all about the collaborations and connections you make with people. So
yeah, that's I met this woman, Laura, at the film festival in Toronto, and she was saying it was tough because normally, she'd be getting together with her film crew and all of this, but they were all doing Zoom calls for a long time and emails, and she didn't enjoy that as much. But I guess, did you make this all on your own, or did you even have people that you work with? There were people in the credits, I guess.
Yes, there was a lot of really great people who worked on it. I animated it all by myself, but of course, I had a lot of notes and advice from the producers and the other filmmakers in the cohort of Hot House.
That's so cool. Yeah, so Hot House is I don't know what it's like. And the film board has a cohort, a group of filmmakers that work together, or it's like an incubator, or
it's sort of like an incubator. It's a program that takes 6 filmmakers to make a minute short. I went a bit over it, but a minute short essentially in 3 months, and
you're an overachiever.
Actually, the aim was one minute, but I couldn't help but make it a little bit longer. So
that's all right. Well, you had to cover 100 days in your story. It's yeah, so I don't blame you. It's as long as you don't lose points or whatever. I know when I do stand-up comedy in a contest, they're if you go over 7 minutes, now you're losing points. Did you lose points for this or no?
No,
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's cool. So it's kind of I guess, Canadian Film Centre. Don't they have you get 10 people that work together kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. The Hot House, it's Hot House 13, so they've been running this program for a while, and it was, I think, a successful program.
Must be kind of hard to get in if there's so few people. Did you go to school for this, and then you applied for the Hot House?
Yes, well, I graduated from undergrad a while ago now. I went to Concordia studying the film animation program there.
Cool, yeah, there's a lot of Concordians here at the Ottawa Film Festival, and I remember even when I was applying for university, that was always that's the art school, that's the cool, yeah, and I thought of going there, but I'm I don't know if I want to be an artist, but now I wish I had. Oh, but you're very blessed. And then Yeah, so you managed to. Do they come to you, or do you go to them to get into Hot House? Like, how does that work?
I applied for it, yes.
Oh my gosh! And so what's next? You were saying, you're promoting this online, hoping as many people can see it as possible, and then but I guess you also teach as well if people want to learn animation.
I do. I just started at Ottawa University teaching experimental animation.
Oh my gosh! So could a mature student take that, or is it more like for undergrads?
Yes,
or?
you can. It's a first-year course, but you can.
Sure. All right. So maybe I'll come and then I could make my own little cool movie like this. And so what's in your future? You want to stay in Toronto? What do you want to do with your films? Like, what's the dream?
I'm not sure. I mean, I lived in Montreal for a long time, and I love both cities. But regardless, I would love to just keep making films, keep making animation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you will, because your film looked awesome, and I look forward to following your journey. And now you're just gonna. Have you been having fun at the festival here? Like, we'll wrap this up in a second, but I noticed you've got your whole team there, your producers and people from Toronto and everything.
Yes, it's nice to be surrounded by friends. So.
Awesome. Going to the award show tonight, or did we miss that already? I feel like it was at 4:00. What are we doing? I don't know.
I think it's actually tomorrow night.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Like, why would it be on the first day? Yeah, you're right. You know what? It's probably Sunday, award show. I don't know. There's a closing night party. I don't know. Award ceremony, 7:30 today.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe we'll go. Maybe you'll win something. And then there's a party. Oh my God, lots going on at the Animation Festival. And awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Bye.